We've been following what's going on in Florida as there's a massive trend there of people turning away from Donald Trump and MAGA, feeling ultimate betrayal, and seeing these MAGA extremist politicians not representing their interests, downright attacking them, acting weird, racist, heinous, bizarre. This is completely embodied in Florida's Sixth Congressional District, where you have a MAGA Republican Congress member there who won the special election after Mike Walls went into the Trump regime. MAGA Republican Congressman right now has only been there for a short period of time, but people in Florida do know him, but they definitely don't like what they're seeing right now as they get to know him even more. His name is MAGA Republican Congressmember Randy Fine. In the past 24 hours in Florida, it should be noted as Florida right now is about a negative net 7, negative net 8 Trump. I don't think this MAGA Republican guy, Randy Fine, is helping much. He posted, if they force us to choose, the choice between dogs and Muslims is not a difficult one. He says the choice between dogs and Muslims is not a difficult one. This is, by the way, who Randy Fine is. I mean, this is a despicable, heinous human being who wakes up in the morning, goes on social media, and starts posting heinous, racist posts after heinous, racist post. Governor Newsom called on him to resign after he made this comment about Muslims, atrocious words. Randy, resign now. Congressmember Ro Khanna posted, we must call this what it is, disgusting bigotry. And basically everybody condemned him. But he doubled down and he said, this is just what I say. This is who I am. And it is who he is. Because if you look at other posts that he made, following the murders of Renee Nicole Good and Alex Pretty, Randy Fine posted things like this. An armed seditionist attacked federal law enforcement today as they were rounding up foreign invaders in Minneapolis. The insurrectionist was put down. Well done. I stand with ICE as they fight these foreign invaders and their treasonous allies. We will not stop until every illegal is deported. Or posts like this. Today would be a great day to round up and deport illegals, especially those who liked Bad Bunny's filth, all of them, no exceptions. He went on to then repost made up lyrics that actually were not the lyrics that Bad Bunny sang, but were posted by kind of just right-wing propagandists. So he posts fake lyrics and then he goes, you can't say the F word on live TV. Bad Bunny's disgusting halftime show was illegal. He said these lyrics and all of the other disgusting and pornographic filth in English on live TV, the broadcast would have been pulled down and the fines would have been enormous if it was in English. Puerto Ricans are Americans and we all live by the same rules. We are sending Brendan Carr, FCC, a letter calling for dramatic action, including fines and broadcast license reviews against the NFL, NBC, and Bad Bunny. Lock them up. Nothing says doing your due diligence like posting fake lyrics and then running to your daddy, Donald Trump's FCC, and saying, please, can you stop Bad Bunny? Can you please stop Bad Bunny? I mean, I could show you, this guy does hundreds of posts like this when he makes TV appearances. I'll just give you the kind of gangsterism masquerading as I don't even know what the hell that spews from his mouth. This is a typical interview with Randy Fine. Here, play this clip.
These ICE agents, the left believes they can do anything they want, and we're just supposed to sit down and take it. It's time for Americans to say enough, and if you get in the way of the government repelling a foreign invasion, you're going to end up just like that lady did yesterday.
All right, Florida Congressman Randy Fine, great to see you this morning. I wish it was under better circumstances.
Me too.
Thank you.
He's also been harassing Renee Nicole Good's family since she was murdered. I want to bring in somebody right now who's running against Randy Fine. Her name is Jennifer Jenkins. She served on the Brevard County School Board, beating a Moms of Liberty candidate in a district Donald Trump won by double digits. But Jennifer didn't stop there. She went on to found Educated We Stand, which is a national organization dedicated to protecting families across the country from political extremism in public education. In other words, she took her fight against an extremist candidate and the extremist group Moms for Liberty, her win, and built the template that we now see in Florida and across the country of normalcy, reclaiming school boards from extremism and people like Randy Fine, who are manifested in this Moms for Liberty group. So you know how to fight extremism, Jennifer, and you were running for Congress in Florida's 6th Congressional District. You announced about a week ago, moving over to this congressional race. So talk to us about Randy.
How much time do we have? Randy Fine is a piece of shit. I have a very long history, unfortunately, with this man. And that's exactly why I'm running, because these quotes that you've read and these interviews that you showed, these aren't isolated incidents. It's a pattern of his behavior, and patterns don't correct themselves. They just continue to escalate. Randy Fine sent protesters to my home. He emboldened people to make false DCF claims against me, to have private investigators follow me around and make a website saying I was having an affair. And now that he's on this national level, he has been given permission through silence to spew hate and radicalism. And I refuse to give permission for hate to be normalized from a seat in Congress.
Yeah, I'm going to have to rewind there for a moment, because people need to know this history that exists in Florida between what Randy Fine was doing to you as you were fighting this battle against Moms for Liberty. So as I alluded to in my intro, Randy Fine was in the state house there in Florida for a short period of time. He served in the state Senate, and the types of things we're seeing at the national level, his behavior in Florida was abhorrent. This is who he is. Talk to us, though, about those incidents where he was harassing you, making up that you were having affairs, sending private investigators. How did that all develop?
So when I ran for this seat in 2020, Donald Trump won my district by 17 points. And I ended up unseating the Republican incumbent by almost 10. And that person went on to become the original founder of Moms for Liberty. And Randy Fine and his wife both told me that they supported my campaign because I was pro-masking and COVID mitigation. And when I made that public, when he suddenly became so anti-COVID and mitigation strategies, he took it out on me very, very personally. Every single day there were thousands of posts about sending me to prison, calling me a whore, calling me a Jezebel. He literally sent protesters to protest in front of my small beachside home. They made claims that I was abusing my daughter, where I had to take an investigator to her play date to look underneath her clothes to see if I was burning her body. He encouraged hundreds of protesters to come to the school board meetings continuously. I had received numerous death threats that quoted his social media platforms as a reason as to why they were contacting me. And then most famously, that made national news. He was offended he wasn't invited to a Special Olympics fundraiser, called me a whore to multiple elected officials, and threatened to take away funding from the Special Olympics and a water mitigation project from one of our local communities. He's radically out of control. He always has been. Unfortunately, he's just never been held accountable. The state of Florida has found probable cause for multiple ethics violations against him, and he's never, ever been held accountable. He was ordered to anger management from a local judge here in Brevard County. He refused to show up, again, has never been held accountable. And so I felt like it was my duty to ensure not only for Congressional District 6 to have proper representation, but for the state of Florida to no longer be embarrassed by this man, and for people across the nation to have somebody who's bold and strong enough to stand up against him and finally hold him accountable at the ballot box.
And that aspect, his harassment of you in the ways that you described, began, again, because you supported people wearing masks during COVID and social distancing and things like that. He said to you, I support you for doing that. Thank you. You said that. You said, well, he was someone who supported what I did. And that's what started. I mean, he's always been this way to other people, but his attack on you was rooted in that. That's where his personalized, everything that he's doing to you starts with you describing what he had said to you.
Yeah, yeah. And that is who he is. He is a walking hypocrisy at all times. He changes his views and beliefs based on how he's going to personally benefit and climb the political ladder. I'm an educator married to a teacher in Florida. To me, that was just astonishing to watch happening before my eyes. And so I called him out for it. And I'm going to continue to call him out for all of his hypocrisies.
Yeah, I think the background that you gave is so helpful because we understand more about the pathology. I mean, we also saw him, there was that video of him kind of walking around doing the proxy voting when he was in Florida. And he just, everything the guy does, he looks like he's breaking he looks very suspicious in everything he's doing, in my opinion. That's just
Trust your gut. Trust your gut.
That's the way he looks. So going though to this race now for Florida's 6th Congressional District, I mean, just think about the statements he made recently. How are people in the district reacting to him, saying that Bad Bunny, needs whatever the stuff he said about Bad Bunny, using fake lyrics to attack Bad Bunny, and going after Alex Pretty and Renee Nicole Good. I mean, all calling Muslims, saying that we have to choose between dogs and Muslims. I mean, these are just objectively heinous things.
Yeah. Yeah. Listen, the people of Congressional District 6, and quite frankly, the state of Florida, are sick and tired of fabricated outrage. They're sick and tired of people who have no respect for other people. I mean, they want a representative who's going to show up in their district, who's going to do the work, and who is continuously treating people with dignity. I mean, when you look at Randy Fine, this is a battle not between left and right. I've had conversations with many people on the right in this district already who are ecstatic that I'm jumping into this race because it's about decency versus extremism. And I'm running because I feel like Congress has forgotten who they work for, and most especially Randy Fine has forgotten who he works for and who it's supposed to protect. I truly believe that public service should make people feel safer in their communities, not smaller. And they should be using their platforms to deliver to the people, not to continuously demean them. And the people of Congressional District 6 are absolutely sick and tired of his nonsense.
And the people of the 6th, his nonsense also manifests in, I think, attacks on people of the 6th, whether it's ripping away their health care, higher energy prices, higher prices in general, and then the gaslighting, where he goes, you should just be grateful and happy that I'm there for you. Just shut up. And he's an abusive person to people in his life, in my opinion, and he's abusive to the district.
Yeah. Congressional District 6 deserves a representative who truly understands what's happening right now in Florida. I'm an educator. I'm married to a middle school teacher in the lowest paid state in the country. I don't know the last time I put $1 in my savings account. I've had 2 jobs since I graduated from college. I even did Instacart to deliver groceries to my neighbors to make ends meet. I know what it feels like to stretch my paycheck. I know what it feels like to see the rising costs of groceries and utilities and homeowners insurance eating away at my monthly budget. And Congressional District 6 deserves a leader who works for the people in that district, not for the donors that are funding their campaigns. And, Randy Fine lives in a multi-million-dollar home on the ocean. He has absolutely no idea what it feels like to live this every single day. And so when he looks at people in the eye and tells them everything is okay, we all know that it's just absolutely not true.
As my brother found out I was doing this interview right now, and he goes wild to have the most horrific person as your opponent in a congressional race. And so I think that's how a lot of people feel about Randy Fine. So before we go, though, where can people learn more about your campaign, and what's your final message to our 6 million subscribers out there?
Yeah. Oh, please. I mean, if you are disgusted by what you're seeing in Washington every day, Randy Fine is legitimately the most hateful and vile member of Congress currently that we have. And so we need to cut the cancer out when we can. And I truly know that we can do this. I've done it before. We're going to do it again. So please visit us at Jenkins4FL.com. Contribute if you can. We need all hands on deck. And listen, Randy is shaking in his boots. He is currently calling Tallahassee every single day, trying to stop them from redistricting the congressional map because he knows it's going to impact him negatively. And he's really, really scared he's going to lose this race.
That's so fascinating. I was going to cut the interview there, but I want to know more about that. So he wants to, one of the people saying, don't do the Trump gerrymander that Trump wants to do in Florida is Randy Fine, because he worries that dilutes his district. So he's actually out there pushing against Trump's plan to gerrymander Florida.
Yeah. And, Randy doesn't even get along with people in his own party. DeSantis has said he repels people. He called him a squish. That was my favorite one. And so, he knows that the legislature and the governor are going to be working against him because they don't support him. He's not a loyalist in their eyes. He's far right extreme, but he does it to benefit himself, not the party overall. And so, yeah, they're absolutely going to take numbers from his district in order to ensure seats for other members of Congress.
Jennifer Jenkins, running for Florida's 6th Congressional District. Thanks so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Everybody hit subscribe. Let's get to 6 million subscribers.
Want to stay plugged in? Become a subscriber to our Substack at MeidasPlus.com. You'll get daily recaps from Ron Filipkowski, ad-free episodes of our podcast, and more exclusive content only available at MeidasPlus.com.